Hey, what's going on, guys? So I ran a poll on Twitter yesterday asking if you guys wanted a highly requested Cinema 4D rendering tutorial, and a lot more of you than I realized wanted one. So here that is. So let's get started actually. So here I have Cinema 4D R14, but like any earlier or later versions should pretty much be the same, just like have the buttons will be placed differently, not everything will say the same stuff, but it's pretty much the same. Cinema 4D, Cinema 14, like, what can I say? So yeah, I have R14. I mean, I'd like to get an earlier version, but, can't be bothered to do that. So, the first thing I do when I open up Cinema 4D is I just get, this custom Lightroom thing I was testing around with. I don't really use the lights ever. Well, actually, sometimes I use this one. Like, I used it earlier, but I, never use it. But I just use it for, these settings, like, the resolution. Here, I'll go through each page so you guys can, pause the video and change your settings if you want it to be like this. This is what I use to make all my stuff. I'll show some examples on the screen right now of what I've made with these settings that I use. So yeah. So here's the output. Here's the save. I just have it saved to my Cinema 4D renders where I have all my renders. And then PNG, 8-bit. Alpha channel, you can make sure this is checked or it won't be PNG. Like if you have a background, it'll be like black. If nothing's in the background, it'll be black instead of transparent. And then these stuff, I don't think I really mess with it, but these might be changed, I'm not sure. You can edit these if it's not the same as yours if you want. And this stuff. And then this has nothing. The lens effect, to put that on, just click effect down here. And then lens effect is, I don't think it's going to be here because I already have it on. But just find lens effect wherever it is and click it. If I click remove, yeah, there it is. So lens effect, just turn that on. I'm not sure, it has nothing here, but I just use it, I always have, I'm not sure what it does, but just do. Then ambient occlusion, same thing down here. All these stuff here. And sometimes I turn glow on. What it does is just adds a cool little glow to the render. And it makes it look nicer and cleaner, but it doesn't look good for everything. If you're trying to have a cool style, like a murder game, then you wouldn't have this on. It's for a hangout game or something, you might want to have that on. Yeah, so there is ambient occlusion. Here's depth of field. Here's global illumination. Here's object glow. Here's the lens effect. So those are the settings I use. And then, so the first thing, once you have your Lightroom open or whatever you use, so then you would merge and import the character. So I'll use a character from one I just made for Cold Developer for Hunted. I'll use his character. So here's his character. So how to get the character, actually I should show you how to do that first. Hold on, let me just open ROBLOX Studio real quick and I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back. I just opened ROBLOX Studio, and this is just a place where I use for all my graphics. I just put them in here. I don't know, these faces aren't loading. I just have these faces here to use, and I just put this is the part. So what you gotta do pretty much just get a part in Roblox Studio. It doesn't matter if it's like a block, if it's a sphere or whatever. Just make the position at 0, 0. So it's in the middle of the map completely. So it's 0, 0, 0. It'd also be the middle of here, which would be right here. Because you don't want it over here, because then once you move it, like right now if I move it, it works like properly because the move thing is right over here. But if you had your character all the way over here, the move thing would still be here. It would be like it wouldn't be good. Like it'll mess everything up. So you don't want that. So put a part at 0, 0, and then put the character you want to like model above it. Let me use just one of these for no reason, but just to show you guys. Hold on, it's loading. So there, once you have that, you just right click it, or like right click it over here in the Explorer, and then click Export Selection, and then click, like I have a folder for all the object model files. It's .obj, so just save it to whatever name you want. I have a bunch of them. Let's name it test. And then you would just do the same thing I did to import this one. You'd click merge, and then you'd find it, and then open it. Object. I think it's called test, right? Yeah, so it'd be this one. And when you just double click it or open it or whatever, and make sure this is on centimeters, and make sure the scale is 100, or else it'll be either really small or really big. Sometimes it's at 1 or 10 or something. Make sure it's at 100. Make sure these two are checked, and then just click OK, and it'll go into your thing. So now let's say you have your character, but like it's all gray and it doesn't have anything on it. So what you gotta do, it's gonna add a texture down here for you. So you just gotta double click it, and then just move this out of the way so you can see. Make sure you have color selected. Click load image, and then go back to where you saved the .obj file. So mine was test, but the actual name, the texture, the name of the texture will be the actual name of the model. So the name of the model is mannequin. So I'll search up mannequin. Mannequin, here it is. So you would just click that, but for this guy I have it saved somewhere else. I have it saved in commissions and in cold dev. So his character is this one. Then you just click no when it asks you that, and then it will load up his character, but it'll be all blurry. So how to fix that? Go to editor on the side here, make sure you have this selected. Go on editor on the side, and then here where it says texture preview size, it'll say default. Select it and click no scaling. That'll make it HD. And then what I usually do is I just turn the specular down, but it's kind of preferential. Like maybe you like it when it's high, maybe you like it when there's no specular at all. I don't know, it's kind of up to you. I usually like to have it around there or there. Depends on the model. And so I'll just group these, group the character, and then just name it like character, or the name of your character or whatever. So another thing I like to do, just right click the sphere here, I'm not sure, yeah, you can do here. So select this, right click here, and click object soft shadow. There you go. And I don't know why I'm turning it this. I'm not sure what that does, but anyways. So yeah, just make it soft shadow. And then you could also add a little reflection to your character to make it look a little better. And this isn't like a Lightroom or anything, but an infinite light is it's good if you don't have any Lightroom or anything. Just put an infinite light in. It's perfectly fine. You can put one in the front and then just put another one in the back. Oops. Copy paste that and put one in the back. Like that. There you go. And now if we just quickly render out by holding this and interactive render region, you can just select, it won't be HD, it won't be the actual render, it'll just show you kind of what it's gonna look like. It'll show you what it's gonna look like, but non-HD. Just gotta wait for it. There you go. So this is what it's gonna look like, pretty much. So we got the texture done. The texture looks good. And so now what we want to do is merge. You can get bones just by searching on Google Roblox bones for Cinema 4D, and you should find something like this. So you just merge and then insert it like you did with the character. You should get this bones looking thing. Hold on a second, there you go. So what I do to get it perfect is I click this thing up here, which will bring up every perspective, and I just align it so you can see the character in all of them. There you go, and I just position it perfectly in the middle on each one of them. Has to be a little above the shoulders, like in the middle, and then in the middle, and that looks good. So now that they're positioned properly, what you gotta do is make sure it's on the right arm. So when you select the right arm, if you turn this way, you see that's your character's right arm, so that's good. So just because sometimes it'll be like flipped, like it'll be like this, and then his right arm will be on the left arm, and like just make sure it's turned the right way. So then once you have that, what you want to do is I just put it in the group, and what you want to do is select the torso and each of the limbs, so both legs and both arms. Make sure you don't select the head because it'll mess it up and it won't look nice. So what you do is click U, don't hold it, just click it and it'll show up that thing there. So click U and then click S. Do that 3 times. Click U, click S, click U, click S. And then it'll show up this black thing and the texture will look messed up. And I don't know what this does, but I don't know if this messes up or anything, but what I always do to just make sure this looks normal, I just delete these things back here and it'll just go back to like this. I don't know what that does, but I just saw that it worked, so I just started doing that. But anyways, so now that we have that, because if we weren't to do that, and also if you guys do it to the head, let me just show you what it does. Let me delete this. You see all those lines like that? How it's not like perfectly smooth? It's because you did that, so just don't do that. There you go. And by the way, to go like forward and back on your camera is Control Shift Z to go back and Control Shift Y to go forward. That's just for the camera. For the normal like stuff inside, it's just Control Z and Control Y. Just a quick tip if you didn't already know. And how to bind these together to make it like, so when you move this arm, it actually moves the character's arm with it. how to do that. Just select a part of the character. So we selected the hat, so that would go inside the head. You'd have to connect that to the head. So click up here, character, commands, and bind. Make sure they're bind together. Once you bind them together, there'll be a thing called skin inside of it, and you'll see this thing right here. And a lot of times for me, I don't know why, but when I merge it, when I bind it with the head, sometimes it doesn't bind properly for some reason. So you just gotta, if it doesn't bind properly for whatever reason, all you gotta do is just delete the skin, delete this thing, and restart. If it doesn't work, just keep doing that until it works. So that time it worked. The headphones, bind that. Glasses, bind that. And the head, bind that. So now if we move the head, if everything doesn't move with it, we'll have to, see that head and the headphones don't move with it. So the head, so like I showed you, we have to delete the skin and delete the bind, and just do it again. Let's see if the head moves with it this time. No, let's do it again. Let's see if it works. If you guys know how to fix this, please like comment or something, because it's really annoying to me. There you go, now it works. And the headphones. Commands bind. And let's see if that works. Nope, headphones are still messed up. The head is the most frustrating part. No other body part does this. I don't know why this one does it. It might just be my bones rig or whatever, but it's really annoying. There we go, now the whole head moves. So then select the next body part. So the next body part is his right arm. So select his right arm by holding control. And then binding them all. And then his left arm. Left arm, and then right leg. And what this does is it adds bones to your characters, so it's kind of like R15, where you can bend the limbs, or R16, I mean. Or wait, is it I think it's 15, R15, yeah. And the left leg. Bind that, and last, the upper body. So now if we move this arm, it moves the arm with it. And now we have bones. So it moves the bones as well. And by the way, never have them like bent this way, because like that's just like not realistic whatsoever. Like human bones can't bend backwards like that. Like, yeah, it would just look really weird. Like even if you would have it just a little, it just look a little messed up. Like that doesn't look normal. To have it just like that, like just a tip, because I've seen someone do that before, like multiple people, and it just doesn't look natural. It just looks really weird and messed up. So yeah, that's pretty much all you gotta know. The rest, you just gotta pose it after that. And for posing, a tip, just always pose every single limb and body part, no matter how slightly it's moved, just so it looks more natural, like human-like. Because nobody ever stands like this stiff unless they like mean to. And and then you can just like change, like you could, depends like what scene you're doing, but with some scenes it looks good with the super wide perspectives. Some scenes look good with a classic. I usually use classic, but I used to use super wide a lot. So then once you're done, just click this button right here. Oh wait, let me create a new one. Let me call it tutorial. And just save it. And then let it render, and basically done. Let me just pause it until it's done rendering. Okay, so it's almost done rendering, like the actual render, and then it just has to color it, which will take like 30 seconds. So yeah, and then you're done. And before you render, you can just preview it with interactive render region and check, maybe you want to add more reflection or less specular, or maybe you want to add a bump. What it does, I'll show you how to make a bump. Like, a lot of people use it, I never do, but I don't really like it. So if this will just, hold on. Okay, yeah, so here is the render. It's looking pretty good. It's just, and this lighting is not even a Lightroom, it's just two infinite lights. And actually the arm messed up here. Well, it's probably because I deleted those things. That's probably what it does. It doesn't make it smooth when you delete these things, but I don't know how else to add the color back in these things. I don't know, you can figure out your own way to do that, but that's how I do it. Usually doesn't do that. Or if it does, I just fix it up in Photoshop. Like, I just add some white over that and it look like this one. But yeah, there is the render with the bones and textured and all that. That's how I make my renders. Let me show you how to use bump. Hold on. So take your texture here just by clicking it and holding it, and then dragging it into here. Dragging it. And then click this arrow and click filter. And then click on filter right here. And then turn the saturation all the way down, so it's all black and white. And then turn the contrast up, so like the black is more visible. All the way up. I think it'll make it too much, but yeah. And you can change the strength of it. Like, look here. Let me just show you the difference. Let me see somewhere where there's, here for example. See, so that's with a lot of bump. That's with no bump. So let me just show you that with this character, since he has no clothes, it's not really gonna like do anything much. But if you have a character with clothes with a lot of detail, it'll change it a lot. You can just try it out. And it looks kind of weird on the hat for some reason. But yeah, you can see how it's like bulging here and on the mouth and stuff. Anyways, yeah, that's what bump is. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the tutorial. And so this was okay. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. And I know it's not the best tutorial, definitely not, but you guys wanted it, and you guys got it. So this is how I make my renders. So So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Bye bye.